Hello, hello. I am Safrianna Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide, and we're back for another new moon call, a new moon ceremony tonight to celebrate the new moon in Taurus. And there's so much on my heart that I want to share today. So I'm just going to take a moment to land, make sure all the tech is synced, and get myself set up here. So if you're joining me for this ceremony and you want to get the most out of it, you want to participate, feel free to grab yourself a notebook and a pen. These ceremonies just follow a really simple step structure. We'll be setting some intentions. We will go into some visualization and meditation, and then I will pull some cards for the collective and, participate in chat if you're here live as much as you want to share. And if you're watching the replay, please feel free to share as well. I always truly love just getting the feedback from people about what they got out of these rituals and ceremonies, what came up for them, looking back, seeing intentions that were set and how they came true, all that good stuff. So, like I said, tonight we're celebrating a new moon in Taurus, and there has been so much grounding energy that I've really started to feel coming in over the last few days. And interestingly enough, I it's like I have a really big picture view a lot of the time, but I will kind of arbitrarily pick things without realizing the synchronicity until things land, and I'm like, oh yeah, I plan to do that then and here, and oh, that makes sense. So right now, the Living Luna community is doing a social campaign called Spring into Bliss, and it's really been about getting into our relationship with pleasure through the senses, through life, right? Not just pleasure the way society often thinks of it being something that's strictly intimate or sexual, but pleasure as the sense of being alive and enjoying things, experiencing things. And Taurus energy is very much in uh, alignment with that. And so I just love, as I was looking through my moon journal today, really recognizing that this particular moon phase and season ahead of us is really about us looking to what makes us feel comfortable, stable, sensual, like happy in our bodies. So I really invite you to sit with that throughout the ceremony tonight, to just feel into your own body integrity and what feels good for you and what doesn't feel good for you. Those are energies that you can choose to maybe release or reestablish, reorganize your relationship with. So again, we're going to start with some intentions as we just get started, and I participate along with you, so I'll be writing down my own intentions, but I just want to speak a bit to some of the collective themes that I've noticed coming up over the past little while, we'll say, and especially as we move into this Taurus season time, which is that there's a lot of trauma that has been surfacing and especially felt through the body, the ways that we process our emotions or circumstances outside of us through our bodies. And I've seen a lot more people looking for somatic approaches. So if you don't know what a somatic approach is, that means like a technique that you use in your body and sort of body emotion connection. So I've been seeing a ton of conversation around somatic approaches, a call back to nature, a understanding, a blossoming and understanding around our connection between sort of spirit and body, earth and heaven, or the cosmos, or the universe, or God, or whatever you see as this sort of spiritual dimension. We're really starting to collectively see that we're more than our bodies, but that we are also our bodies. So, oh, I'm getting a comment that the video may have stopped, so I'm just going to go do a little background check here. But these forces that are currently at play, we really want to. Okay, I'm seeing my video is still good to go. So, um, the forces that are at play right now are really this intersection of the spiritual dimension and the physical dimension, and us seeing and understanding the overlap. And I know that's me getting really esoteric, but Oh, good. Red is back. I am so glad. If it ever stops, try refreshing. Because sometimes it gets super wonky. And I was going to speak to this a little bit. There has been so much conversation in my community lately and in my world around energy sensitivity and empathy, and the fact that some people have these different gifts, right? And I'm a conglomerate of both, and technology gets really wonky with me, which I had to do a full computer reset before going live tonight because I could just feel it. And that is another layer of people coming into this extra awareness, this extra dimensional awareness of, again, the body spirit connection and how we feel or perceive information. So people are starting to recognize that maybe they have empathy, or they're starting to recognize that they pick up on subtle energy or electricity, or different things, different senses that they have that tune them into this world. And I'm seeing this conversation not just in my community, but I'm seeing it outward in social spaces, online, just the places that I'm intersecting with, which makes me so excited because it tells me that we're collectively moving into a new level of awareness, and that there's so much more opportunity for us to get into our bodies and have that connection to spirit. So ultimately, that is part of what we're going to get into tonight, hopefully, as we go through this experience. But what is your intention? Taurus being very body integrity based, very much craving stability, very much the creature comforts, the how do you experience pleasure and bliss in your body. What intentions do you have around that as you move forward into this phase ahead? Whatever's coming up for you that you want to set an intention around for the phase that we are walking into right now. And you might frame your intention through the lens of pleasure, enjoyment, like I intend to allow myself to enjoy, or I intend to embrace. So, just some thought starters for you. So, I will share my intention. And again, if you want to share yours in the chat, you are welcome to. Uh, my intention is to allow myself the pleasure of being a writer, allowing myself the spaciousness to create without pressure. So, if you've been following along with my journey, you know that I am slated to actually release a poetry book on the full moon ahead. So, I have a really exciting phase coming up as I amp up and prepare to launch this book into the world. So, it's a very exciting time for me. But I have to allow myself to step into being that and not get in my own way. And this is something that, taking self ownership. How do we self sabotage? How do we disrupt our own stability? How do we get in our own way by not allowing ourselves to be supported in the ways that are authentic to us? So, those are some of the themes that are coming up for me as I just land in considering what what this next phase is bringing ahead of us. So, we're going to go into a time of energy release and clear here. Now that you've set some intentions, and if you don't have a perfect intention yet that's landed right here in this moment, maybe just take on, I will allow myself to feel joy. I will allow myself to enjoy my life. I will allow myself to experience more bliss through my senses. That can be our universal intention here together. But anything that would get in your way, any limiting beliefs, thought patterns, bodily sensations, etc., that might be blocking you from fully embracing this energy, we're going to go ahead and release this now. As much as you are able, And I'll clear on my side on behalf of the collective, and only with your energetic consent, anything that is ready to go. And I invite you on your side. You can, of course, clear your energy in your own way, in your own space. But you can also just use your breath, really focusing on the inhale, bringing you home to yourself, calling back all pieces of you. And the exhale, letting go of anything that doesn't belong to you, anything that doesn't serve. Releasing, releasing, releasing here. Self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, any attitudes of not good enough, any belief of unworthiness. And I'm getting a call here to just speak to that integrity of the body. If your body has experienced things that have shocked it, traumatized it, led there to be a sense of lack of stability or lack of safety in your physical body, just call in some forgiveness here and now if you're able to, and see if you can release anything, any belief that you can't be connected to your body, any belief that it's not safe for you to be connected to your body. If you can let that go, that's going to be so tremendous. And just allowing the breath to sweep through the body here. Again, collecting anything that doesn't belong to you, sweeping it out. Releasing, releasing, releasing. Any patterns of stuckness, limitation, lack of forgiveness, anything keeping you disconnected from your body. And most of all, anything keeping you from stepping into embodying with integrity the life that you want to live. That's ultimately the energy that wants to come through tonight, is that you are allowed to live in integrity in your body, embodied in the way that you want to live. All right, so we'll release the releasing, and we'll go into a time of activation, visualization, meditation. Remember, if this is if this is your 50th time with me or your first time with me, that you have full autonomy to do whatever you need to do in your body at any time. If you want to wiggle, you want to dance, you want to move. In fact, let's just shake out the limbs a little bit here to get rid of any of that extra energy that we just cleared. But you are welcome to receive this with your eyes open, closed, drawing, journaling, literally just following along, but not following along, whatever is authentic to you. And I always give the caveat that I may speak in syllables, sounds, call it light language. And if you hear this non English, probably gibberish sounding stuff, it is an energy clearing activation frequency that you can receive or not receive based on what it feels like for you, that is meant to just bring you gently more into alignment. And it usually translates to whatever, something having to do with what I've said on either side of that light language coming through. So let's go ahead and get comfortable. Again, if you want to journal during this, maybe crack open your notebook now. I'm going to take a sip of tea and then I'm going to drop in. So, however you choose to receive this, eyes opened or closed, just allow yourself to come into a relationship with your breath here and now. Just allowing yourself to feel the breath expand through the body, in through the nose if you can, and out through the mouth or nose, whatever feels good for you right now. The breath here is just bringing us into a conscious relationship with the body. Once again, this Taurus energy and this new moon energy is really inviting us to have a new relationship with our body vessels, to treat them like the body temple that they are, to be in communion with the body, to feel the strength of our bodies. So even here and now, as you breathe, just notice how each breath brings fresh energy into the body. How the energy flows through you with each inhale and exhale. And then I invite you to drop gently into the heart space, down from the thinking brain, down into the heart. Perhaps calling up a loving moment that you experienced recently with a loved one or an animal companion, a moment with yourself, or something out in nature. And just allow this loving moment to expand the sensation from your heart space outward. And as this feeling expands from within your heart, a portal appears, and the portal looks out over a pretty classic country field scene, literally a cow pasture. And you can step through this portal into this pasture when you're ready and begin to take in a sense, whether you see this, feel this, know this, however you receive this information, just taking in this scene, this cow pasture, this field, noticing if it's day or night, looking around to see if you notice any cows right away or if the field is empty. Just taking in whatever initial details are here as you open to meeting with potentially a new guardian or guide, whether just for this evening or one you'll work with ongoing. As you take in this scene around you, you suddenly make eye contact with an incredibly massive bull, definitely larger than the average bull. This is the epitome of this energy, this strength, this embodied Taurus energy. Notice that there is a kindness, a gentleness in this strength. You know that this guide is here to work with you, to show you something profound about yourself. And this bull invites you to go on a walk with him. So you find your path or your way, however you're going to move forward with this companion, and begin walking. Notice the strength of his body, the solidness with which his hooves collide with the earth. A steady march, a drum, stable. This strength energy goes well beyond the physical, however. You can sense there is an integrity here, a dignity. And this bull wants to show you this energy, give you this energy, gift you this energy as you walk together. Allowing yourself to receive this energy however you need to. Opening yourself to listen to any messages that this bull has to share with you. Just opening curiously, listening. Allowing the steady drumbeat of his footsteps to be background music. Meandering, walking through this pasture, receiving information, receiving downloads, insights, wisdom, receiving. And there's something here about stubbornness. Where can you be too stubborn? Where do you get in your own way? What is your bullshit? You're invited to look at that here too. Bull wants no bullshit. The message is pretty clear here. He wants you to see your own strength, your own capacity, that you can do tremendous things, and that you're entirely capable of mucking it up if you don't get out of your own way. There are opportunities here for you to let go of, to clear away the things that have been getting in your way, the things that have literally been stalling you in your progress, where you've been in your head or even in your body, just too stubborn to move ahead. And Bull wants you to know there's forgiveness here. That is something that your divine team, your sacred team of angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, God, the universe, your higher self, however you relate, you get to turn some of these burdens over to that team or to that higher self to be processed on an energetic level. You don't have to continue to be stuck in the earthly pattern. You don't have to keep stepping in your own bullshit. You get to clear that away. You get to be mindful. You get to be intentional. You get to walk this path with so much more clarity than you've ever thought you could have. That's part of being embodied in the body, in strength, in integrity and dignity, is this awareness, this mindfulness of how you walk forward, where you're going, what you're doing, what your purpose is. And you don't have to have a long-term plan. You just have to set the course with the clearest intentions for what you want and keep taking steps towards that again and again and again. But pay attention, look down, look around, take in the full awareness of the present circumstance that you're in. Do not allow that stubbornness to cloud you, to get in your way, to cover up your eyes. Allowing there to be a clearing here as you uncover your eyes from your own stubbornness. Allowing there to be this clearing, this gentle yet profound clearing of everything that clouds your judgment, blocks your eyes, gets in your way, makes you trip. Clearing it, releasing it, allowing this to wash away. Perhaps there's a gentle rain that begins to pour down in this pasture as you walk with the bull, literally cleansing you as you step forward, one footfall at a time, one moment, one breath at a time. Just breathing here, being with this bull companion a moment, looking into his eyes and seeing his wisdom, this paragon of this energy, this sacred animal guide who you can tune into, work with at any point in time, who wants to show you that you can be loyal to your dreams, to your vision. You can be in community. You can find your green pasture and be with your community. But you don't have to take any bullshit. You don't have to get in your own way. You don't have to be stubborn. You get to clear that out. Bull is just very amused that I get to say bullshit so much. He's fun. He's very fun. So allow him to be that with you too. Allow there to be a lightness and a levity as you look at your own ways that you've maybe blocked yourself from certain experiences or gotten in the way of your own visions and dreams. He really just wants you to see your immense strength, your capacity, how you are a part of a larger community, how you create stability, how you create integrity in your body, safety in your body, and how you get to embrace and be embodied in the physical experience, the sensory experiences of joy, curiosity, bliss, play, allowing that. So say yes to yourself now if you will allow this energy of playfulness, of being in your body, of getting out of your own way, of getting curious of where your own stubbornness may block you from time to time. You can say yes to yourself. Yes, I accept this. I claim my ability to be in self ownership, to stand in my strength and my integrity, to stand my ground on my boundaries. Yes, I get to claim this. Yes, this gets to be mine. Saying yes to yourself, to your higher self, for the highest good of yourself and all. And then just taking a moment here to give gratitude to yourself, gratitude to this bull guardian, to Grandmother Moon, her dark face in the sky right now. Knowing newness is coming with this new moon. Once again, another opportunity for a blank slate, a fresh start, a new perspective. Deep gratitude for this beautiful cycle of life that allows us to be reborn again and again and again. And then just stepping back from this pasture scene, saying goodbye to this bull guardian. And then finding that doorway, that portal back to the heart. Stepping back through, becoming fully conscious of the breath again. Allowing a few inhales and exhales here. Strong and gentle. And wiggling the fingers and toes. And in your own time, if the eyes are closed, just gently opening them. Really taking a moment to look around and anchor to your space. If you have some tea or water, always a good thing to take a sip of after doing some energy work or visualization. That was a cheeky little guide. I liked him. Not little, very large, actually. I'd love to hear what that was like for you. If you went in, if you had a particular image of your bowl, I love to hear these things. They're always so just expansive for me to see how many different ways people experience the same moment in time or the same shared experience. And remember to jot down. I'm going to go ahead and jot down some notes before we go into our collective reading here. But if any messages came through for you or anything stuck out for you, I love to keep track and just journal. Cauldron, and it was huge. Mm. Was there anything in this cauldron? So curious. What struck me with this guide was, I mean, genuine guardians and guides, they're not judgmental in the egoic way a human would be always. They may have a limited perspective, or you know a perspective that is honed in on some individual aspect of life or spirituality, but I don't find them judgmental. They're helpful guardians. And this bull was just like, get out of your own damn way, but like in the nicest way possible. Of like, we all get in our way, it's cool, like you're forgiven, but you don't have to keep doing it, friend. Was kind of the tone that was coming through for me. So an octopus crawled out of the cauldron and we had a conversation. It was so cool. Oh, I hope you got some good insights in that conversation. All right. Yeah, I've never met a mean or judgy guide in my life unless it was me tricking myself into thinking, right? And it was really an entity within, or a part within, that was coming from wounding and trying to like kick me into gear. Like, genuine, that's usually a good test of, am I hearing something from my ego, or is this a guide? Guides are genuinely like coming from our highest good. If it's not coming from our highest good, or there is that like really mean undertone, or like a you better change this or else, we know that we're crossing into the realm of probably psyching ourselves out and getting in our own way, right? It's a great litmus test. Is, can I hear the loving, like the genuine loving undertone here, or is this like judgmental, right? So I'm so excited because I have not used this deck in a long time, and it's honestly one of my favorites. And I thought it was really great for Taurus energy, the earth energy, and just everything I'm feeling collectively right now. So it's Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck, and I've just always had super powerful readings with this one. So I'm super excited to see who comes out, who wants to work with us, or what energies want to work with us as a collective as we navigate this season, um, and this phase ahead. Right, like I said, I'm really seeing some big collective emotions kind of bubbling up to the surface right now, and there are all of these opportunities for us to get into our bodies, into our integrity, into living the way that we want to live. And three cards just immediately like leapt out of the deck. So I'm just double checking them here to make sure that they were the ones that, yeah, they want to come out for us. So it's really fun what came out. Magic Guardian. So this Magic Guardian is really here to help us unlock the magic within. And this goes hand in hand with Bull's message of like, get out of your own way and like stop being fed by your own bullshit, basically. You are a magical being. You are multidimensional. You are more incredible than you could ever imagine. And it's time to start seeing and unlocking that on an even deeper level. Whether you have done the, self awakening thing multiple times, you've gone through your butterfly journey and been reborn 20 times in this lifetime, or this is your first time starting to do self development work at all, or spiritual work at all, does not matter. You have the magic within you, you have the answers within you. And this guardian really wants you to know that you can call on that magic within at any point in time, and you get to unlock more and more of it, right? Like, that's the thing, that the onion layers, the onion, when we're awakening, or going through spiritual development, it's like adding layers onto the onion. We get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's this infinite capacity to which we can grow. So it's always exciting to me when I unlock a new gift, something new comes online, or I see that in other people. So wherever you're at, you are unlocking more magic within you right here, right now. And then these two just feel like they go hand in hand and they're perfect for where we're at right now. I know that I speak heavily to our North Hemisphere friends, and I do have some Australian friends and some other Southern Hemisphere friends. So you're not quite synced up here seasonally to us, but North Hemisphere people, this is perfect. The sun and the hair for spring. So spring energy and sun energy. We just hit Beltane May 1st. That really is the halfway point between spring and summer as we kind of start to see spring transition to summer. So this just feels appropriate timing wise. But working with these as energetic guides or symbolic forces, energies, spring is us seeing our seeds grow. It's sprouting, it's blooming, it's blossoming. And the more that we get out of our own way, the more that we start to see ourselves blossom. I'm thinking of we're growing a garden outside, and I've been out like inspecting the soil and whatnot because the soil that we got for our raised beds has like rocks and stuff in it. And if a rock gets put on top of a seed and that seed doesn't have enough light to be nourished, it's not going to grow, right? We have to literally remove the rock and give it space. So this spaciousness that we're creating tonight with this ritual is inviting you to grow those seeds. As you get out of your own way, as you clear the rubble, the blockages, the stuff, you get to really blossom. And then you get to enjoy your success and happiness. And that's the energy here with the sun. And here's the thing, we're always growing and expanding, as I said. We are always coming into new layers of awareness. We are always coming across successes and failures or mistakes, right? I'm using big air quotes here because I think they're all meaningful. I think that every experience can have meaning, and we can learn from different things. So, the bottom line is we need to learn to enjoy our success and happiness throughout all experience because we're constantly navigating the shadow and the light, right? The sun is not out 24/7 where we live, right? We could fly around the globe and we could follow it and we could chase it. But if we're anchored, if we're stable, the sun rises and sets every day. There's a light period and a dark period. We're in balance of the shadow and the light. So there is this opportunity to remember that you get to enjoy your success and your happiness consistently and return to it again and again and again, just like the sun rises every day. Don't forget it, or you will not let your seeds grow, right? You will not have the light and nourishment to keep going if you're not celebrating your successes, being in your joy. So celebrate your magic, allow your inner gifts and seeds to blossom and grow, and step into a life where you get to embrace your happiness. You get to celebrate your success, not just like let it pass by, not just be like, oh, okay, cool, I did that. Like, celebrate, get out of your own way. Don't let yourself slip in your bullshit, right? See it, own it, feel it, be it, move forward. That is the message that I'm really getting with this tonight. And as we move towards the full moon in Sagittarius, there's really an opportunity to bring in adventure. So, stability and adventure. So, play with that, my friends. Again, I'm always here if you want to reach out. You're welcome to come chat about rituals in the Discord. And I'll be back. In about 2 weeks with the full moon to celebrate not only my book launch, if all goes according to plan, but also just this incredible Sagittarius full moon energy. And that will be on Thursday, May 23rd. So I will see you then. I can't wait to be back in community with you. And again, if you ever need support from me, you know where to reach me. I'm here for you. I'm Safrianna Luna,